Okay, so welcome everyone to our study abroad podcast series. So today we have Monika Kochar, who studied in US. So we'll be knowing about her journey from India to US and everything in between. So welcome, Monika.
Thank you so much, Visha. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
So Monika, when was the very first time you thought that going abroad is an option for you?
Yeah. So now this is going to take me to a very nostalgic journey. Um, I did my bachelor's in dental surgery in 1996, and I joined after my internship in 1997. I joined uh, HCMS, that is uh, uh, HCMS in Haryana. So these are the Haryana services. I joined there as a dental surgeon. And for the next 18 years, I was working as a full time regular employee with Haryana government. And in that journey, I traveled all across Haryana, usually to the rural areas, where I got a very close peek to the possibilities of working very closely with the community. So when you are working with the government, it is not just about doing dentistry. It is also about learning more about the community, learning about their challenges, their limitations, the supply side limitations of the government, how they want to provide a thing to the population, but they are not able to because of the other determinants, other factors. So that is when, after 18 years, probably in 2015, I thought maybe I would take a jump from dentistry to public health to know more about how I could contribute to the community itself. It was my way of giving back to the community. And that is when I started learning more about how I could pursue this journey. Um, by 2015, I was already a mid level career woman, and taking this step was quite a bit of a task for me, actually. And nobody in my family had ever traveled oh, to US, or probably to any other country. So it was a very exciting experience for me, which I would discuss with you with more questions. But it was 2016-17, to be very specific, when I was in the US pursuing my post graduation in public health from Johns Hopkins School of Public Health, Bloomberg. Yep, that
So
is.
did you apply to more colleges? How did you choose your number of colleges and all?
Oh, yes. So when I started with this journey, I was completely clueless how to go about it. But to be on the safer side, I I applied in approximately 10 colleges, 10 universities, um, um, which were North Carolina, Chapel Hill, Michigan, Ann Arbor, Emory, Atlanta, Drexel University in Philadelphia, and George Washington University in Washington, D.C. These were a few of them. And to my, hope against hope, I actually received a call from all the universities, including Johns Hopkins. Yeah. And it
Sure,
was
sure.
like 10
And then how did
out of.
you pinpoint to John Hopkins?
Yeah, so because most of the courses in public health are usually 2-year courses. As I told you, I was already a mid level professional by the time I thought this awakening came to me. And I was a mother to two kids. The younger was just 7-year old, and the elder was in class 10 at that time. So this was quite a leap for me, I was seeking a fine balance between my education abroad plus leaving my family behind here in India. So um, I wanted to pursue a course which was a 1-year course, and that was only provided by Johns Hopkins School of Public Health. It was a 1-year executive course, which I was really interested in. And of course, Johns Hopkins is the number one school for public health. That was another, thing which really attracted me. So that's it. That made me, go to Johns Hopkins. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So during that time, the visa process was smooth for you, or you faced any hiccups?
Oh, it was absolutely smooth for me, fortunately. I was a mid-career woman. I was earning myself. I was a government employee. All my salary statements were well in place. Income taxes paid. I acquired a loan of a certain amount at that time, and that was because I wasn't provided funding by the state, so I had to fund my own education. I took a loan of certain amount from the public bank in Delhi, and everything was in place. Documents were in place, transcripts came through, and work experience from the government also came through. And during my visa interview, all these questions were asked. It was a very brief interview for me, and it was like very smooth. Yeah.
Sure, sure. How did you choose your accommodation?
So, while when you're seeking a degree in abroad, the accommodations are either provided by the school, even for the master's students, but you can also find accommodation for yourself. Uh, as I told you before, I had never ever traveled to US earlier. I had no relatives whatsoever in US who could guide me. So I was taking a safe journey towards it, safe path towards it. So I opted for accommodation which was being provided by the school, which is 9 to 9 apartments. 9 to 9, that is 929. That is the name of the apartment which were being provided to me. It was a little expensive, but it was very, very close to the school, which gave me an option to walk to the school actually. And everything regarding my daily needs was easily available. It was very close to the school. So I thought, because I had opted for classes which were early in the morning at 8 o'clock, or probably in the late evening hours at 6 or 7. So I was looking for security also. I was looking for everything, all the comforts near by the school. And 9 to 9 apartments was a good option for me. But I had friends who had opted for accommodation outside this place, outside the campus, and that was very, very economical. It was actually half the rate of what I got at 9 to 9. Yeah.
Sure, sure. And your flight, you remember the trajectory of your flight, how you flew from India to US?
I can never ever forget that. Um, so uh, it was Delhi to London, London to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia to Washington, and a car drive from Washington to Baltimore. It was quite a ride. So actually, I had booked my tickets at the last moment. I was a government employee, and uh, all the things were coming in late by the government. Approvals were coming in late, so I didn't want to, put in all my money in the tickets and then probably didn't get any approval from the government that I could travel. So all my travels were planned at the last minute, just like 10, 20 days ago. So the flights came in a little expensive, and I had two stops before I reached Baltimore. Yeah,
Sure, sure.
that's it.
And once you landed in US, what were the initial shocks you observed? Shock surprises.
Yes. Shocks and surprises. There are pleasant surprises. The air was clean. Everything was fine. It looked so good. Just the way you envision, it was really good. But they were technology wise. They were very, very technology wise. So I'm talking about 2015 when 16, sorry. when we didn't have any virtual conversations like we are having now. It was always face to face. Also, I was working with the government. I was not working in a multinational company or something. So I found that everything was, they were far ahead of us technology wise, at least 10 years. Uh, we were 10 years behind them. Uh, So now it is not the case. We are nearly at par with them. But at the time, I had traveled to LA during one of my visits to a friend. And that time I saw the first driverless car. That was in 2016, 17. There was a Google cars. So these kind of a life I could see, which was a dream come true for me. Uh, but yeah, coming back to the education part of it, I had joined online classes, I had joined hybrid classes, I had joined in person classes. Taking exams on an online format was a different experience for me. Attending classes on an online format was different. The exams, uh, we might, think that online exams are pretty easy. They were open book exams as well. But believe me, they are much, much harder. And there's no scope of doing anything, any other activity while you're taking your exam. And while I was submitting my thesis, which was a short thesis because it was a 1 year program. So we had a short thesis. Plagiarism was a big component to be taken care of, which I wasn't much aware of. I didn't have research in my background. I was an implementer, and all these different um, softwares I was introduced to were a good experience for me to learn. Yeah.
For sure.
Also, when you're traveling to the US to a university, you come across diverse people from diverse backgrounds. There were students from um, Africa, there were students from the Caribbean, there were students from South Asia, everywhere, everyone. I mean, I would actually laugh when I came back. I used to tell my friends that and my family that you I can put a finger on the globe and say that I have a friend in each one of these countries across the globe. So networking, which is not, we were not very open to networking here in India during the time. We live in a very conservative community where we do not speak much to the people. But in US, where while you are doing your masters, you're in a program, networking is a key issue. It's a thumb rule out there. You want to be successful in your life. You are there not only to learn, but to make good friends, have a big networking element in yourself, have a lot of friends across the globe, which gives you a lot of learning, gives you aspect of how people, the communities who live across the globe, what are their challenges, and public life, public health is all about it. So all these kind of good learnings came into me. Yeah.
What about the cooking, cleaning, etc. to be done by yourself? How was that?
Oh, yes. That was another struggle. Um, but as I told you, I was a mother of two kids. So cleaning your home or cooking by yourself didn't come as a surprise to me. It was a part of life. But yes, for the younger generation, it would come as a surprise when you have to cook your own food because food, outside food, though tasty, is expensive. And you do not want to upset your stomach very often. So it's good to have some cooking skills. to learn cooking skills, before you travel abroad. You have to clean your own toilets. You have to do everything on your own. Maybe, you do not get a house help. And even if you get a house help, they are pretty expensive. They are hourly basis and they are very expensive. As a student, you cannot afford it.
Correct, correct. So you realize that any student who goes abroad would certainly become independent, if not anything else.
They will certainly become independent. Yes, of course. And it's always good to learn before you leave. So learn your cooking, and only then you leave for your abroad ventures. Yeah, it always comes in handy.
Sure, sure. Did you also do any volunteer work, joined any clubs or something in the college, like the social side of it?
Yes. So yeah, um, I was a volunteer at a nearby school, middle level school, where I used to teach maths to the students of class 7 and class 8. This was a pro bono position. I did not charge anything from them. I just would go and volunteer. I found happiness in that kind of exercise. Apart from that, I was a cultural event coordinator of one of the societies in my school. And I also had a part time job as a research associate for some 6 months. Out of 11 months, for 6 months, I was a RA, which gave me a substantial amount to live in. So these were the three things I did. And apart from that, I followed all my dreams. I actually did skydiving um, in Baltimore because I I thought that this is a place where I would really like to do it. And life, there's only one life, and you have to live it. So I just want to give you one, learning of my experience. When you're in when you're traveling abroad for your studies, it is not just about studies. It is to develop your personality, to have all those experiences of life, to have all those learnings which come with it, to make you a well rounded personality. It's very important to have a very fine balance between your studies and to have all the other experiences which come while you are traveling abroad. So you have to maintain a fine balance out there. Life is important. You need to live it. You have to have all the fun out there, go to parties, live your life, but not at the cost of your studies. Of course, complete your studies, do all your assignments on time, finish everything. Everything is important. So it is not just the final exam which is important, it is everything around it. I mean, all the assignments, everything is important. Complete them and then go and have fun. Join the societies, join the frats, join the communities, learn more about the populations where you are living in at that moment. You interact with the communities out there, and it would be a great experience for you, believe me.
Sure, sure. So the skydiving, you did the tandem jump, right? Like two people jumping together from the
Yeah,
plane.
yeah, of course. Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
So the first 10 seconds was a free fall. How did you feel? Did you get scared that time?
No, if you see my video, I was longing to do it. I was so excited. In fact, I didn't find any companions to uh, go there with me. And one of my very close friends, Zohaib Akhtar, he was from Balochistan. And he was one who motivated me. He said, Monica, you need to do what you really want to, and I will come with you. He had an experience of tandem jumping twice earlier. So he agreed that he would come along with me, and he was the one who motivated me actually. And those 10 seconds, I think I achieved nirvana during that time. I wasn't afraid at all. It was loads of fun. It was loads of fun. It was
Mm.
absolutely exhilarating experience. Absolutely.
So, in your 1 year of studies, you tried to do whatever you could do to learn and grow yourself.
Yes. So when I talk about all these fun parts, let me tell you that I had 92 credits in my account at that time. So it is the minimum you should have at 92 credits, which means 12 hours of learning, extra learning every week. And apart from that, uh, while I earned a degree in I had a master's in public health. Apart from that, I had two certifications, one in professional epidemiology and the other in finance and budgeting, which I knew that after I come back to India would be supportive of my future career ahead. Yep.
Sure, sure.
So that was quite a lot of work actually.
Okay, so Monica, my next question to you is what advice would you give to younger yourself? So, people who are planning to do this kind of study abroad in their mid career or even earlier career, what advice would you like to give them?
Yeah. Um, so my advice to the younger ones is have a vision. Have a vision. What exactly do you want from your life? Where do you see yourself? Very cliche question. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years? Answering that question gives a vision to you. What is your aspiration in life about your career, about everything? And that is what will take you ahead. Do not be fascinated by all the glitter which you see in your Hollywood movies that, oh, the life will be too pretty, too good. No, it's not. It's a lot of struggle. And you have to work through it to achieve something. There's a reason that you want to go outside, abroad to study. There's a reason. Analyze the situation, your situation. So, if, for the younger people, when you are not funding your education, your family is there. They are working for you so that you can benefit in your life. So you need to realize their sacrifices when you are there. Keep yourself safe. Do not engage in activities which will risk your life or your stay, or you know, any stupidity might cut your stay there. Do not do those kind of things. Never try to surpass law. It's important. Do not break the visa regulations. Be there. Learn more about it. Be aware that you are in a foreign country, and to help you, it might take a lot of effort by the embassy or by your parents to support you. It is not India. You are outside your home country. Remember that. It's very, very important that you have a very, very clear vision about your ambitions, about your goals, how this degree is going to change your life. It is very important. You will be a completely new person when you come back to your country. But then do remember, your country is your country. Come back. It is important that you need to contribute to this country, to the country where you were born, you know. So that is an important aspect to learn for the younger people. For the people who are trying to who are late bloomers, who are trying to find a goal for themselves while they are hitting their middle age, I want to say it's never too late. When you are studying abroad, do not think that you have surpassed that age of learning. Learning will keep coming, you know. It's learning happens throughout your age. Whenever while you are alive, learning keeps happening. And it will surprise you that the the cohort in your schools does not have students of a certain age. You will find students who are in the 60s, who are in the 70s even. I found very good friends who were in middle 60s, mid 60s, or mid 70s actually. So go for it. It's never too late to study. That's
Sure,
it.
sure. And any recommendation on usage of LinkedIn for youngsters?
Usage of LinkedIn. Okay. LinkedIn is a professional platform. Please do not use to engage in other activities, first of all. Second, uh, try to be connected with people in career spheres where you are really interested. Please do not seek professional advice at just, at the first go. Try to be more polite. A person who's going to give you advice has their own limitations, has their own time constraint. Please be mindful of that. And it's a it's a vast ocean of networking. Try to find people who are uh, you know conducive of your career aspirations. And be mindful of respect the platform it is. Please do not engage in other activities at LinkedIn, at least. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Monica, for your experience and all your advices. It was great listening to your experience, and we hope our audience would like it too. So have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.